Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Red Podcast, episode 1. This is a big event. We are here with my good friend Lewis, and what better way to start off the podcast talking about Marvel? As you know, my favorite thing, one of your favorite things, and I figured we just get into this with two things. One, we're going to be doing our top 10 Marvel projects ever. We're going to debate that a little bit. Then we're going to get into ranking every single Marvel project. It's going to be a lot, but it's fun. Now, do you want to do it? What, you have to answer that?
No.
It's already starting. Do you want to do it where you say one, I say one, or do you want to do your whole top 10, then I do my whole top 10?
I guess we can go back and forth.
Okay.
Kind of go down the list.
First off, let's just do honorable mention. I only have one because I don't really have like any honor. I wasn't thinking of honorable mentions, but just because I didn't know if we should count it or not, Daredevil is on. I know it's on yours as well. Yeah. If I was letting Daredevil be in here, it'd probably be in the top 10. But that's my honorable mention. You have anyone?
You kind of think about it, it's like, do any of the shows outweigh like the movies? And you're just like,
Daredevil was the only one that I think like.
I really like Loki, but it's like you're plucking strings here.
Yeah, you're kind of pushing shit. All right, let's get to number 10. So I'm gonna start. My number 10 is Avengers Endgame. I didn't know if it was even gonna make my top 10. That's kind of crazy. So I had to sit at this as like a movie standpoint, where if we're talking about what Endgame's doing and like what it means, obviously it's like number 2 or 1 because it's like the end of everything for if any saga. But as a movie, it's still a good movie, and obviously it's in my top 10, so I really like it. But I think the final 40 minutes like really carry that movie, and I've always kind of stood by that. But it's still a great movie. It's fun. I just don't think it's better than some of these other ones, especially the Avengers that predates this one. And we'll get more into that. But yeah, that's my number 10. What's your number 10?
I mean, I kind of agree with you as far as like Endgame. That's another one where it was like you're weighing the scales and you're like, there's been a lot of really good Avenger movies, and what did it do for me personally? Right. With that being said, my number 10 is going to be The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton.
God, I know.
And these are personal lists.
I can't.
These are personal lists, and I enjoyed that movie very thoroughly. So, starting from front to back, you got to watch The Incredible Hulk to get to where you need to go. And it was one of my starting off early. I enjoyed it, and it's always been right here. So.
He alluded to this before we started, and I was just flabbergasted. I had to hold my breath because I was like, we have to talk about it. I cannot see a world where that's... I mean, again, that's your top 10. It's subjective, but Incredible Hulk, I think I've literally only seen that movie once in my life.
Well, that could be the problem.
Like, I've seen scenes from it again, but it's like, I don't... Now, I guess it's a little more important because you have... I mean, you've always had Ross back since, like, Civil War, but now you have, like, the Abomination was in She-Hulk, and you have... Betty Ross, is that her name, was in Captain America 4, and it's just like, all right, now they're coming back like 20 years later, but
it could
and
just
you do get Iron Man at the end going up to Ross, and then that doesn't really go anywhere, low key.
It just rolls right into Iron Man.
No, because he goes up to Ross, he's like, yeah, what about the Avengers or something, and then like they just don't have a relationship until 8 years later in Civil War.
Assembling a team.
Yeah, but okay, you know what? That's fair. If you like Hulk, that could be your one. I'm sure. I'm seeing some other ones that might get me a little wrong, but and again, when I do my top 10, low-key, any of these can interchange however I'm feeling. I kind of went off of right now, if I had to go rewatch one and the one that I really love, what is that? And so that's that. But a year from now, I could maybe want to watch Endgame over some of these other ones. You never know.
Just to wrap up that hot take of The Incredible Hulk, that is my Incredible Hulk. That is the Hulk, and that's the version that I prefer out of pretty much every Hulk we've seen since then.
Well, Mark Ruffalo was supposed to be in that movie, so all things come around, All right, let's get to number 9. Number 9, I have Thor Ragnarok. I used to like this movie a lot, and I still really love it, but I couldn't put it in my top 5 or whatever, but I think this is like the best Thor film. I think that's pretty easy to say. I mean, Thor 1 is mid, Thor 2 is mid, Thor 4 is like bad. But this film is great, and I think it was right where it needed to be. It sets up Infinity War perfectly. We get that Loki-Thor dynamic, especially what happens in Infinity War. This was needed. The comedy was lit. The action was lit. And, yeah, Thor Ragnarok, number 9.
Yeah, that's one of my more enjoyable Thors, I guess. It's probably my favorite as well. thought about making it on my list, but I wasn't.
It's not
really,
on there. Wow.
I wasn't really committing to that.
What's your number 9?
Spider-Man: No Way Home has to be on there. That's another one where it's like you got a lot of stuff settled, in that movie, and it was just like the awe factor, the wow factor, it was all there, and it just has to make the list.
People trying to discredit that movie ever since it came out, saying that it's more mid than we thought. No, I don't think so. I think that's just people hating. Yes, it's nostalgic, but like at least they serve a purpose in the film, and come on, see, like you have to be cynical to not want to see these 3 Spider-Men together. Like it was lit.
It has good rewatch value. You can go back and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones you could literally that one is one of the ones you could probably just put on whenever and watch it. And again, like that came off of him getting fired from being in the MCU, and then after Far From Home, so that was that cliffhanger, and so like getting him back and getting that movie, especially during like COVID times, was great because then it was like we're back.
Yeah.
Then we kind of went through the dark ages of Marvel, which we'll get into later. All right, number 8, I have Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So this is the only film on my list from phase anything past Endgame. That's a spoiler, but not saying like there's bad films. Like I was debating putting Thunderbolts on here. Shang-Chi's good. I don't know if it's top 10 good, but it's good. Deadpool, Wolverine's good. Fantastic Four is good. I'm not saying there's bad films in there, but Guardians 3 I just think is on a whole nother level. I think it is literally, besides No Way Home, the best film. I think No Way Home's the best film from... See, then again, it's like, No Way Home's low-key probably a more enjoyable watch for me, but Guardians 3 I just love entirely. I like the story. I really like how it ends. I like the action. I think the villain's cool. It's cool to just have a villain who's just fucking evil for nothing. And no one dies, which is crazy, too. I remember going in there, everyone was like, someone's dying. And no one died, but it felt right. And I think it was a great send-off for the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, and I think this solidified that trilogy as the best trilogy in the MCU.
They edged us with the death. We
kept seeing Rocket, and then Drax I thought was going because he was quitting, and it was good to have James Gunn come back and do this one and make Guardians the best trilogy, hands down.
I'm like a really big empath when it comes to these movies. So like when I'm watching these, I'm in it.
Yeah.
So watching that movie, I can honestly say I shed a tear watching that movie. So that was a good one. Yeah.
And that was the first time.
The storytelling was really good.
Yeah, that was the first time in a while. Like, yeah, we had Endgame, but I literally didn't know if any of them were gonna die. Because most Marvel films, you're like, all right, they're probably not dying right now. But like this one, I was like, wait, someone can die here, and I was locked in. But that's not my number 8. What is your number 8?
Sorry.
You're good.
The number 8 on my list is the Black Panther. It's got to be on the list. It's that movie did a lot. I mean, with the way Chadwick Boseman portrayed that, you couldn't pick a better actor for that. And unfortunately, he passed before he can get.
Sucks. We got one film.
Yeah, it was that could have carried for a while with a lot of Chadwick Boseman stuff, and just another really solid movie that you can watch and throw it on in the background and be perfectly fine. You get caught up in it, and then you're watching it.
Very good.
It's like
the world of Wakanda is very fleshed out.
Yeah.
That's one of my honorable mentions. It's not on my list. Probably it could have. See, I'm really struggling with some of these. Like because I love a lot of these movies. But yeah, Black Panther. The only thing about Black Panther that I don't like, I think, is like the final fight. I rewatched Black Panther recently, and it's good. It's just like CGI is pretty bad, but. But again, the performances carry over that. Killmonger's one of the best villains we've had, and his death was really nice as well. And I think if they knew Chadwick was gonna die, they would have probably kept Killmonger around. But
I would have been okay with that.
Killmonger was a great villain. He could have had a great redemption, but it's cool that he kind of didn't. And yeah, I agree with you on that. That's a great movie. What are we on? 7?
Yep.
Number 7. So this is a film. This is Avengers 1. This is a movie that it's funny because it's so pivotal in the MCU, but like. I never really thought of it being on a list of mine because I was so young when I watched it. I grew up, and now I rewatched it, and I was like, wow, this is actually a pretty good film. The director's a piece of shit. But what they were able to do with this, especially before now everything's a universe. But like back then, like bringing all these characters together was an insane thing. I think the whole final like hour in New York is like amazing. Loki's a great villain. You get like some of those iconic moments in the MCU. And I mean, this is literally just peak. I mean, you get Tony and Cap going at it, like egos. Tony's ego is going against Cap. You get
Put on the suit.
Yeah. Iconic lines that we still quote to this day. And I think the CGI in Avengers 1 and even Iron Man is like some of the best CGI in the MCU. Like I really do think we've downgraded a little bit in CGI, but everything is great, and it set up Thanos, and that was what shot us for 6 years. So yeah, my number 7, Avengers 1.
That movie is very quotable, and funny enough, I also have Avengers 1 right in the same spot. So, I mean,
Hell yeah.
that's interesting to see
bet.
between you and I. So
I didn't want it at 10, but I didn't want it, like, in the 5, but it's definitely good. And that was when we're like, okay, this universe can work.
there are no men like me.
Yeah. Fire movie.
Great quotes.
Number 6. So, I have Iron Man 1 at number 6. And this is crazy because a lot of the time I've been a fan, and a lot of people always like Iron Man's top 3 MCU film, and I wouldn't blame you. Like, Iron Man is one of the best films that started it all. It has like a different feel than all these other Marvel films because it was still when like the MCU didn't have an identity, so it's like still almost in essence of those older Marvel films where it's a lot more grittier and like realistic. And then obviously as it goes on, we get more cosmic and all that. But I always said it was in my top 3, but I think I was just being performative because everyone else was saying it. But realistically, I think this is number 6. I think it's a great film. The best Iron Man film, even though I do really love 3. I know not a lot of people like 3, but yeah, what else can't be said about Iron Man? I mean, you get the Nick Fury cameo, you get Tony becoming Iron Man and his whole arc, and the ending is probably one of the best endings where he just says, I am Iron Man. Like, that's iconic as fuck. And yeah, what else can be said? That's my number 6.
Mechanical suits are elite.
I'm tired of nanotech.
I think I was, okay, so, what was that, 6?
Yeah,
We're on 6? Guardians 3 is my number 6 on the list, and
so mine was
we were just talking about it, but I like I said, I shed a tear. So, I mean, if it gets me to do that, then it's already going to be, it's got rewatch, it's got the story, the build-up, everything. Anticipation's there. Cute little dog. That's not...
Rocket, I mean, that whole
performance. The Rocket storyline, like, that alone could like,
I shed a tear at the Gamora Peter stuff, not even the Rocket stuff as much, because, like, I just really like that they didn't make Gamora get with Peter, because, like, but she understands, like, yeah, they were great, but that's not her. So I really thought that was pretty cool, and that was a great film. Adam Warlock, don't be rush. Like, that, he was great, and, yeah, I'm really excited to see where the Guardians go from here, because, like, they have a Guardians team. We know Peter Quill's going to come back, but, like, I don't think we're ever going to see Mantis again. I don't think we're going to see Drax, because he's done. So it's interesting that this was a send-off, yeah. And after James Gunn got fired, he was like, I'm done. So that's your number 6, right?
Yep.
Cool. My number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So this is the only... Oh, no, besides another trilogy. This is one of the only ones that have 2 movies from the same trilogy. I was debating letting us only do 1 movie from each trilogy. But Guardians is so goated that you have to really put both of them. Guardians 2 is not on this list. Not that it's a bad movie. I like Guardians 2, but just 1 and 3, and especially 1 is peak. Like 1, I rewatched 1 recently, and it's just, the jokes hit. It's a little, like, darker. Like the jokes are a little, like, sexual even. Like, it's kind of crazy stuff, some of the stuff they were allowed to say in this movie. But it was the first big jump into, like, okay, like, this is cosmic shit. This is space. This is all this. And obviously the soundtrack by James Gunn was great. And this is where they introduced the Infinity Stones, kind of. This and Thor 2, and... Yeah, I mean, the only downside is the villain is a bit weak in my opinion. Ronan, I don't really care for him. Like, we do see Thanos here for like 3 minutes, which is
lost
pretty
to
lit.
dance.
Yeah, he lost to a dance. I mean, well, come on. But he just wasn't like, he's like the least memorable part of that movie to me. And that's that. I mean, this was when Marvel's still trying to find their grip with villains, because as we know, there is a villain problem. But that's my number 5. So now we're in the top 5. Uh-oh.
Now,
what's your 5?
Personal lists. This is my favorite. I even had to argue with him to get it on the list because this is so out there. The original Blade movie, which I think a lot of people have discussed this, saved Marvel. And it's a nostalgia fest. When I watch it, I watched it as a kid.
Blade 1?
Yeah, okay. Original Blade. When I watched it as a kid, it was just so fast-paced, and that original superhero vibe and feeling, it just did something for me in my brain, and it sent me down the path of Marvel for the rest of my life. So it's got to make my list, and it's top 5 in my mind.
So that's fair. I mean, granted, he is a couple years older than me, so I wasn't, like, I didn't watch a lot of, like, like, I watched some of the X-Men films, but, like, I really got into Marvel late. I was, like, around Avengers 1, and Iron Man 3 was the first film I saw in theaters, like, Marvel-wise. And so I never, like, I saw Blade, I have seen Blade, but back, like, but I know how important it is because this was like, wow, these superhero movies can work. And I think it's one of the best castings. I mean, Wesley Snipes, he came back in Deadpool, that was funny. But, I respect it. The only reason I was fighting it was because I was trying to keep it just MCU. But now you have this multiverse where technically, I mean, fucking anything is MCU nowadays if you really think about it. So, it's whatever. I can respect the Blade number 5.
The nostalgia factor is there.
So let's go to number 4. Number 4 for me, No Way Home. It hasn't left my brain. Now, if we were talking, I'm gonna say this quick since this is the last Spider-Man film on here. If we were talking like any type of Marvel film, Into the Spider-Verse is like my number 1. I genuinely think that is like probably the best superhero film ever made. It is one of my favorite movies. But so I don't think like No Way Home is the best Spider-Man film. However, this film just had it all. It had shockingly emotional moments, which I'm glad because like every Spider-Man film kind of has emotions. But Far From Home was good, but it wasn't like great in my opinion. So it was great to get like the May and then because all these movies people are bitching, right? They're like, oh my god, he's Spider-Boy or he's Iron Boy Jr. And then this movie really made you realize like this trilogy was his origin story. So it wasn't like we just never heard it. Like this was his origin story. And now when Brand New Day comes out, this is the Peter we want, where he's lost everyone and all this stuff. And this is like one of the biggest sacrificial plays a Spider-Man has ever done. Make everyone forget about you, right? He had everything, and now you lose it. It's like the most tragic Spider-Man. Obviously, all the villains are back, and Toby and Andrew, and I just think I could put this on and just enjoy it every time. So that's my number 4.
My number 4, I went with The Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Whoa!
Another very quotable movie that. I mean, James Spader as Ultron, I'm
so glad he's coming back.
It is iconic, and it like when you think of Ultron, you hear his voice.
Yes.
And everything that they did in that movie, it was just another one that was very enjoyable to watch, and I could watch it anytime. I'll watch the commercials when it comes on TNT. Like,
yes. That movie is so... That's actually... I respect that, because I feel like Age of Ultron is aging pretty well. Yeah. I think when it came out, it was liked, but it wasn't like... And I have my problems with it, but I still think the trailers for that movie are probably some of the best trailers Marvel ever put out. If you don't remember them, go. It's literally him reciting Pinocchio, and it's like dark, and it's really dark, and this is where we meet Scarlet Witch and all that. And my only thing is, I wish they kept that film really dark, because those trailers were really good. I think if they did that, it could have been a top 2. But I think there's a lot of good moments. This is like the only MCU film where it's just the whole movie, all the Avengers are together. Yeah. Literally, because Avengers 1, they get together. Infinity War, they're separated. Endgame, they all fucking die. So it's like, this movie was like, it opened with them all together. And I think one of the best scenes in the MCU, in my opinion, is literally the scene where they're all just like at a party and they're trying to lift the hammer. Because I just wish we got more of that, of them just fucking around and like trying to lift the hammer and Thor just freaking out because it like tilts a little bit. And Ultron was obviously great, and I love the implications this leads to Civil War and to Infinity War, because then this is the catalyst that breaks them up in Civil War, and then in turn that's why they lose. And obviously we get Thanos a little bit at the end, like
the foreshadow of the hammer lift. Like, yes, come on, you can't.
It's I can respect it. It's not on my list, but it is definitely I can respect.
I think
that.
James Spader really just did it. Like the Ultron portrayal is just.
And other Ultrons are good, but it's like, because you can't get James Spader every time, but it's like, so I'm glad with Vision Quest coming out in October, he's back, which is lit. I'm so glad they got him back. What was that, number 4?
Yep.
So now we're our top 3, guys. This is, number 3 for me, this is, I have Civil War. I didn't know if I was going to put this or another Captain America, spoiler alert movie, in these spots, but I have Civil War. This, to me, was like the peak of Marvel. Like, this was like, this to Endgame, like, was, even this to, like, Infinity War was really just the peak. Like, all the movies were peak. I remember being in school, and finally we see, like, Spider-Man in the trailer with the shield. I was just like, oh my god. And very emotional. And the twist, like, December 16, 1991, and Zemo, and seeing Iron Man and Cap fight. They get the iconic panel. Black Panther learning, like, revenge isn't, like, the scene with Black Panther and Zemo is, like, really good, where he, like, saves Zemo from killing himself. And he's like, I let revenge kill, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to do me. Or revenge consumed you. It's not going to consume me. I think this is, like, one of the best T'Challa's. Obviously, Black Panther hasn't been around yet, a lot of projects. But, like, I like T'Challa a lot in this film. And his suit in this film is awesome. I wish they kept it. It was, like, the realistic one. And then, this movie's peak, guys. It's him holding the fucking helicopter with, like, his biceps. I mean, shit.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's...
The airport fight.
You got everybody you want in the movie, every superhero you can imagine, basically, and it's like you got
Civil War in the comics was like It was like X-Men, Fantastic
Yeah.
Four, like that's the only thing. Like, but we have what we have, and it was really fucking good. And just seeing Tony like really broken and Cap just staying to his ground, yeah, that's.
Team Iron Man, and he almost got the better of them 2v1.
So I think when it comes to the Sokovia Accords, I'm Team Cap, because I think like okay, if there's like a threat, I don't need to get all these logistics from government to go do that. But in the overall like, oh, you killed my parents, I'm Team Iron Man. Like they hid that from Tony and then they jumped him. So yeah, I'm Team Tony on that sense.
You jump my boy,
Yeah,
Bucky, Cap.
Yeah.
Lost some respect there.
Yeah, and yeah, that's my number 3. So it's.
With that being said, my number 3 is Iron Man 1. And that's, again, it's the hero that just sets everything up and it puts that ball into motion for the next 10 years of your life. And what can you say? Like, that's the mechanical suits. All the suit ups are great. Like,
The only thing about
the storytelling, I love it. I loved it.
It's a little more raunchy because, like, again, like I said when I talked about it, like, that was before like the MCU had an identity, so it's like Tony making sexual jokes. I mean, like that was Tony, that
billionaire,
was whole,
playboy, philanthropist. I mean,
oh yeah, like the flights. I mean, I still think RDJ. I think this will always be like the best casting of all time. Like you have like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, you have Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Those are great, but I think this is like the definitive best casting of all time. Like you cannot read a comic book of Iron Man anymore without thinking RDJ.
Think of any project that happens now when an Iron Man's involved, it's always going to be somebody trying to sound like Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal, and it's you're never going to get away from it.
A sleeper that was actually introduced in this film as well, that the casting was Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury is another character where anytime now you talk about Nick Fury, it's just going to be Samuel Jackson. I mean, dead ass. So yeah, I mean, what hasn't been said about this film? The only downside is again the villain's a little weak. But, it was the first film. Give it a break.
It was fun.
So, number 2. We're in our 2, guys. Number 2 for me is Winter Soldier. So, this was the film I didn't know if I should put above Civil War or before, but this film, this is one of the ones that everyone knows is one of the best ones, and it definitely stands up. It is, like, one of the darkest films they did. The action, like, the fight between Winter Soldier and Cap on the fucking highway, the knife flip, Samuel Jackson lifting his eye patch up. Yeah. Samuel Jackson lifting his eye patch up and saying you have to keep both eyes open, badass as fuck. Like the whole espionage part of it, and just so meeting Falcon, like it was just such like just seeing Cap and Black Widow like kind of like low key like going around trying to fight Hydra. The elevator fight is probably one of the best fights in the MCU. I mean that like before
anybody want to get off?
Come on, that's like, and the way they use that in Endgame as well, where like you think it's gonna happen again, but he's like Hail Hydra, like that was like. That's peak. This movie is great, and just what it sets up and what it does, and like this really was like the end of like Shield, because like the beginning parts of the MCU was like real Shield heavy. It was like Shield this, Shield that, and it was cool. Like then all of a sudden, Hydra's here, and this was kind of like the end. Like then we never really worried about Shield or Hydra anymore, because then it was just the Avengers. So yeah, what has been said. Number 2, Winter Soldier.
My number 2, right off of Iron Man 1, is Iron Man 2, and that's again another
number 2.
Yeah, hey, that's nostalgia. I'm big on how it made me feel when I'm watching these movies, and that is probably the best suit up of all Iron Mans.
The suitcase.
Yeah, the suitcase slide into the Iron Man suit up. That is like elite, and it's top of the class. Mickey Rourke did pretty good as Whiplash in this movie, and I think everybody knows by now.
Hammer?
He kind of went in. Justin Hammer is like always great, but
the test flight. Remember, like they're in the that whole courtroom scene is lit.
Everything with Justin Hammer's money, just because like he was another guy that like portrayed him perfectly, and
we haven't seen him since. I mean, what the fuck?
I mean, but Whiplash. Mickey Rourke, I'm pretty sure, came into it not knowing anything about comics and just kind of like did his own thing and seeing how far he could take it. And I think he did really good. That's one of my all-time MCU fight scenes is at the
Monaco,
race.
The race. Yeah, that's fire. I mean, I respect it. I just like Iron Man 3 a lot better, honestly. And
bring me my blood.
Yeah, but Iron Man 3. You'll never see me coming. Like obviously it was hated when it came out, but I can respect it. There's a lot of great moments in that movie, and I don't agree. But that's the beauty of this is I don't have to agree. So now If I had to guess, we have the same number one, but maybe not. My number one's Infinity War. Is that yours?
Yeah,
okay,
it is mine as well.
It sounds like when you say that, it's like, oh, you're just you like the super. No, like Infinity War is a very good movie. Like that's I always thought Infinity War was better than Endgame. I like movie like both like hype wise, but movie making wise as well. I think it's written a lot better. The jokes and like seeing the Guardians meet like Thor and then meet like Iron Man, and it's just, what do you want me to say, Jesus? Like this is probably one of the most quotable movies in the past like 10 years. I mean, every line from Thanos is like quotable. It's like a meme.
At least 5 times a week we are referencing and quoting Infinity War.
I mean, Thanos, one of the best, if not, I don't know if I'd say the best comic book villain, but one of the top 3 easy in my opinion. I mean, they got him right, and
they've done him dirty recently. Like they've
and all that.
They've dropped his power levels substantially lately, but I mean,
and I just like because like you understand where he's coming from. He lost his world, and he does do what he wants. And I love the arc I guess this is Endgame territory, but I love the arc that he goes on where he's like he does it, and then it's like there's just this void. Like, you remember he meets Gamora in the Soul World, and she's like, she's like, did you do it? How do you, what does she say? She's like, how do you
what did it cost?
What did it cost? He's like, everything. And then he destroys the stones. Literally, I love that scene in Endgame. I know we're talking about Infinity War, but like when they go to kill him and Thor beheads Thanos because Thanos is just retired, and Thor just gets no satisfaction from it because he's like, it's fucking over. Like, but the fight scenes were great. The snap. I mean, when does a movie end with the heroes losing? The
argument can always be made. It's like, was Thanos really in the wrong? From perspective, you're looking at it like your universe, your galaxy, whatever it is. But he kind of had a point.
I think he has a point, but I don't know.
The argument's there. It can be
wiping half of the universe. That's like mega trillions of people.
That's kind of what we need right now.
Deadass, but not me.
One of us might go.
The fight scenes are peak. Seeing Iron Man and Spider-Man talk to like Peter Quill is just like something that you would never have thought of, and it's just like there was dread.
It's like
Cap was badass. I love this Cap.
Every phase of that movie had a really good like fight scene, and you're like on the edge of your seat watching it.
Right. That's the thing with Endgame is like the first act is pretty good in my opinion. Like just seeing them like recoup after the snap, because I wish we had more of like that. I wish we saw more of the world like after the snap. We don't see that except that Far From Home where they all like snap back. But Act 2 is like, the whole movie of Endgame is good, but like Act 2 just a little slow a little bit because it's just them going to all these like different timelines and stuff.
Almost felt like you watched it before because you had already.
I mean, it's not bad, not at all, but then Act 3 just saves the whole fucking Endgame. But this movie is strong. It starts off with Loki dying and Hulk getting his ass beat. And
Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, by the way.
Yeah, and he already gets 2 stoned. They're the same canonically Hulk. That's our top 10, guys. So I want to quickly... I don't think we're going to go through and rank all the movies. I think that'll take too long.
Okay.
I think we can talk about the shows now and just like rank them and then say which ones are our favorite as we get to them, because there are a lot of fucking shows and a lot of them are mid. So let's start off. We're going to go in order they came out. WandaVision, I think, is probably one of the best shows. Like, when we say Daredevil's Netflix Daredevil is the best superhero TV show, one of the best MCU projects ever. So when I say like that they've made, I'm talking about like Disney, because like MCU. But WandaVision, this was like what? I'd give this like an 8 or 9 out of 10. This was right after, this was the first project we got after Endgame. So it was like, oh my god, we didn't know how these shows were gonna work, and just the concept of every episode is a different decade, and we had the Quicksilver back for like an episode or two. Then he became a Ralph Boner joke, which I don't like that joke.
What a tease that was.
That was a very bad decision in my opinion. The Boner, that just killed all hype. I vividly remember.
You bring Evan Peters back, and everybody was screaming for Evan Peters.
Was he the first Fox character to be teased? Yeah, he was. I'm pretty sure, because this is right when they got the rights.
And then he's just Evan Boner or whatever his name was.
Like Ralph Boner. The whole, especially the first 5 episodes with like Vision slowly figuring out what's going on, and then her like literally pausing the screen and like glitching it. I thought my Disney Plus crashed. Like that show was really good, and just seeing her grief. I think that's one of the best lines in the MCU, where he's like, what is love if not grief? What is grief if not love persevering? Something like that. I think that's the line. But yeah, it's a great show. I mean, I'd give it like an 8 or 9, honestly. Probably Probably an 8 because the ending's a little weak. Because then it goes into like this two witches fighting each other CGI type thing, and I was just like, all right, I wish we could have done something more unique to like how the rest of the show was with them being trapped in like this reality show or whatever, But
and this is like honorable mention, just to tie off to it. Agatha, that was really good too. I really liked Agatha.
We'll get into that show because we'll get into that because that's a very good show. Next up, so these were like the 3 they announced, right? It was WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, and Loki. Those were the ones like Disney Plus was like, all right, these are our first 3 shows. And I remember WandaVision, I was hyped. Falcon Winter Soldier, I was kind of hyped because I was actually hyped to see Sam get the shield. But then the show, I don't know. I give the show like unironically 6 to 7. It's not bad, and I obviously like Bucky and Sam's relationship is just funny as hell. They're just like roasting each other all the time, and I liked Sam. It makes sense Sam doesn't want to get the shield for multiple reasons. He knows the public's reaction to it, and I think it's very realistic where then the government just picks John Walker. And I think John Walker is one of the best characters introduced post-Endgame, genuinely. I mean, especially what happens in Thunderbolts. Like, he's like, because it's funny because this show, I think, fails because they want you to think he's a villain, but he's really not. Like, his friend gets killed by, like, was he a terrorist or something? Yeah. And so John Walker kills him, and they want you to be like, he's evil as no. I do the same thing. Like, so
took the shield and decapitated somebody with it.
No, he caved the chest in. But that was a hard ass shot, seeing the shield covered in blood, and then him getting the suit at the end, and Isaiah Bradley's whole story too was really good. But it was sadly like, again, realistic, where they would be using African Americans to test on, and then kind of just shove them away if it worked, and that's what happened with Isaiah Bradley. And his story gets shown in Captain America 4, by the way, obviously, but. The Flag Smashers, that girl, remember that redhead chick?
Yeah.
I did not care for them. She's over here like world peace, and then she bombs a hospital. Yeah. And that's when I was like, that didn't make any sense.
What's going on here?
My only last thing I'll say with this, my gripe, is Sam needs to take the serum, all right? This is ridiculous. Like, I get the suit's made from Wakanda, and it can absorb any hit, but... You're going up against Doom now.
Dude, he's like he's licking his wounds after every fight. He's like
in Sam's defense, like his first like Cap's first villain was Red Skull and then Bucky. Like you could still fight that. Sam's first villain is Red Hulk and now it's Doom, like back to back. So you're not like Doom is shredding you.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna go with that take the serum route, but something has to give where it's like you can't just be like an ordinary dude.
Sam, since we know, not a spoiler now because they showed it in a trailer that Cap's like the old Cap's back, Steve Rogers. I really hope they don't just shoehorn Sam out because I like Sam. I think he can be a great Captain America. Obviously, there's people out there that are either racist or just don't like it. I mean, I love Steve Rogers to death.
Didn't sell in China.
Yeah, shock, right? But I hope Steve's just like, here's the serum, buddy. Just take it. You got to take it. Like, and you're not.
Yeah, give him a little heart to heart. Right. Give him the little bottle. Here, it's in pill form. Yes. Here you go.
All right. Next up, probably the best Marvel show is Loki. I mean, what's so funny is every time Marvel announces a show that I think I won't care about, it ends up being really good. So, like, when they announced these 3 shows, Loki, I was like, I'm done with Loki. Like, he died. It was sad. It's not going to be good. And then it just got into, like, the TVA and the time. And this is when they were setting up Kang before
Kang is a very good
He would have been so peak if all that shit didn't happen.
Yeah, if things didn't happen, in his personal life that deterred him from keeping that role alive.
And COVID.
I mean, I was ready for a phase of just Kang being, the
That's
big
the original
bad.
plan. It was so cool seeing, and, like, the balls for Marvel to introduce Kang in a TV show.
Yeah.
And then he was going to be in Ant-Man. Ant-Man 3 is fucking dog shit. We'll talk about, like, I want to end this pod with, like, the worst Marvel projects, because there's one that you guys know I fucking hate that we're coming up to, but, I literally give Loki, like, a 9. Loki, if I'm feeling good, like, fuck it, a 10. Like, there's problems with it, but, like, this is, like, to me, peak, like, this was making me feel something after Endgame. Like, season 2 especially, like, with the loom and the loom breaking, and, like, it cuts to black, and I'm like, did we just reset timelines? Like, and, like, Victor going out and just getting shredded after, like, an episode of build-up, and then the whole finale of season 1 just being them talking to the Kang variant, and he's literally like not, and then you're as the audience like, I believe him, and he actually was right. He's like, you kill me, my variants are out there, and it's gonna start a war. And man, if that Jonathan Majors shit didn't happen, or if COVID didn't happen, all these, like, if the writing was stronger, this could have been a very good follow-up
So
to
many
fucking
ways
Thanos.
they could have took it. Yeah.
You could have had a whole phase where he's just popping up in all these movies and just killing shit, and especially Ant-Man. But
different variants of him, like
Yes.
jumping in and wreaking havoc, basically. And
yep. We will be ranking all the Marvel films, but that'll be another video. I do want to do that, but I think that just has to be its own video.
Yes.
Because we have to talk about like Black Widow, which I don't think is a bad film, by the way. But Loki, like what, 9? That was like probably one of the more invested shows I was in.
Yeah, it was really good.
I'm not even gonna talk about What If because I only watched season 1, and
I enjoyed the What Ifs. It was.
you watched all of them.
Well, I watched the full first season. I don't know. Did they come out with more? They come out
3
with more, right?
seasons.
Yeah. So I definitely watched like the first season.
I watched the first one, and then
You know, I had a kid, so I kind of fell off the binging shows track. But I mean, the first season was good to me. I liked it.
here's my problem. Here's my problem with it. It should have been just one-off episodes about what if. I don't need a.
Yeah.
First off, I do not like Captain Carter.
You turn it into a series, and then it's like you got to follow the whole thing. That's not what it was supposed to be.
I do not care about Captain Carter. I do not care about that character at all. This is not a sexist thing. This is not a whatever. I just don't care. And they were shoving her down your throat in this show and in Doctor Strange as well. And then like, she says I can do this all day in the movie, and I was just like. Oh, I got like goosebumps. And now, if she's in Doomsday, I'm gonna be pissed.
In my mind, that show was supposed to be like in and outs. Problem, solve it.
Right.
And then
I don't need an
next one.
overarching.
Doesn't
villain.
need to be.
I think the Watcher is pretty cool though,
Yeah.
and I really hope we see like him like just teased in live action. I don't know if you guys saw Daredevil season 2 just came out, and there was like a shot where like the light fixtures and like the thing looked like the Watcher, and it was unintentional.
Yeah.
But they need to do stuff like
That's
that.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
that's just so
that's
cool.
also a really big character. Like
We see him
in like what ifs. You're like watching and you're like, man, this is a very interesting character because you know he's always gonna be there.
Right.
You can't knock. You see like Thanos gauntlet. Ready to go, sliced in half instantly.
Well,
like,
the episode
like
where
nothing.
Thanos was like nice and like he's like T'Challa just talked to me for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny. I think like I would believe T'Challa.
That's what I'm saying. It's
are
like
gonna-
if they could have just shortened it in and outs, every episode be something different, nothing related to the last. You could have gone forever.
Last thing I'll say, and even the director of TV for Marvel said he agrees. The fact that we did not get a what if the other half was snapped for Infinity War.
Oh, yeah.
That everyone wanted that episode. Literally, when that show was announced, everyone's like, "That has to be an episode," and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Whatever. Shang-Chi, Eternal, Hawkeye, like a 6, 7 again.
Hawkeye,
like-
yeah. I mean,
So let's
anything with Wilson Fisk in it, gets
So this
an
was-
extra bump for me. So
I think episode 3 is great where it's that, I don't know if you remember, that's like that car chase and it's a one shot. I love one shots, but it's like the camera's just doing a 360 in the Camaro.
Yeah.
And like and I like Kate Bishop. I really do like the idea of a Young Avengers. I just think they kind of have to like get us ready for it a bit more because we've only got it in the shows and at the end of Captain Marvel 2, I think. But it was just cool to see Hawkeye deal with hearing loss and, you know, the scene where he says Thanos was right and see him like really just think about retiring was cool. And it was a Christmas show. But yeah, Fisk was literally like the minute like we got to episode 4, it started getting like leaked that like Fisk might be in it, and this was still when we didn't know if like Netflix Daredevil was like canon or not.
Yeah.
And we saw Fisk, and like he's like, it's so his power scaling is nuts because in this show he like tanks an explosion and rips a car door off, and it's funny when Marvel they don't know how strong to make Fisk, but this is when I was like, oh my god, Daredevil's actually no, because we saw Matt in No Way Home.
yep.
Yeah, but
That was the first inkling.
that was crazy. And luckily I was in a theater where everyone cheered because I had friends that were like, no one cheered for
Who
that.
is that?
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, there's really not much. Some of these shows, there's really not much to talk about.
Yeah, that's one of those shows where I wouldn't go back and watch it.
No,
again.
it's one of those ones where I'm like, I have to watch it once because it's Marvel, but it's not bad at least. It's not. And Yelena's in it, and Yelena was seeing her and Clint like get over Natasha's death a little bit was pretty cool. But next up is one I really like is Moon Knight. Now this is like really torn because a lot of people, comic readers, do not like this show. But someone who hasn't read the comics as much, I liked it. I think Oscar Isaac's performance in the show is probably one of the best Marvel performances. I would argue, like, because he's literally switching through his personalities like in real time, and they're not switching away. The only thing is, I feel like they get a bit lazy with the fights because then instead of like spending money on the fights, it just cuts to him like blackout, and I'm just like the final.
Spent all the money on putting the suit on him.
I give it like an 8. I give it like an 8 because like it's really good.
An 8?
I really like Moon Knight. I really like the character of
I was tired of the hippo. I'm not gonna
that
lie.
was funny when he's like, and then my only gripe was the villain's defeated in one of the blackouts. Like you wake up and he's like
I'm like,
knocked out.
What's actually happening here?
And they set up the girl as a superhero, but I don't know if we'll ever see these characters again. Especially after Secret Wars. Like maybe we have to see Moon Knight again. There's no way
I think the first half of Moon Knight really had me, and I went in blind. I didn't really know Moon Knight that much. I didn't read any comics. I knew that the comic fans of Moon Knight were very passionate.
Yeah, and they were pissed.
So like when you'd go to like Twitter or X after an episode, and it was just like hell being raised.
It's still to this day.
And I mean, the show was good. It was watchable, and I enjoyed like the first half of the show. I think they ended it weak, and I wasn't really a fan of it.
I think I'm gonna do a 7. Because the first like 4 episodes are really good, and then after that it's like, yeah, I kind of agree now.
And you're kind of like, all right, what's actually going on? Is this just like dreams? Like, is he like?
But all right, let's get to Miss Marvel. Before I say I don't like this show as much, if you gun to my head, you told me the name of the villain, I'm fucking dead. I don't remember it at all. Now, I will say this. The first episode was actually really good. I remember that was like her going to like the Avengers Con, and it was like they had like the drawings going on the walls that she. Yeah. If they kept that, I would have loved that. I think Iman, I forgot her last name, as Miss Marvel is probably one of the best castings, and I like her a lot because she is a nerd. Like she's literally like fact-checking reporters at like interviews and stuff, and she is a mutant. I mean, she's technically the first mutant in the MCU because they play the theme song, and he's like, your power, your DNA, but I don't really care for the show. Yeah. I thought it was go ahead.
I liked the character. She did really well portraying her. For me, it starts with even Captain Marvel. I'm not a big fan of really, so take that with how you will. But that's just exactly because you love Brie Larson, not.
But like no, because people say she's a stone brick in the first movie. That's the point of Captain Marvel. I always defend it. The first movie, she's literally like that, and then you get, which sucks that Marvel's flopped, the second one, because I kind of liked it. It was kind of fun. She was like having fun with that, and that's a whole other debate.
Never show me somebody that takes a headbutt from Thanos and doesn't flinch.
That is badass.
I do not want to see that. I'm
She's
sorry.
One of those powered characters.
That and then like, you got something for me, Peter Parker? It's like, no, I can't do that.
So
I'm sorry.
That girl scene has been not that.
I don't mind the whole like. There's some badass women characters.
So here's my thing with that scene, right? It's like
Captain Marvel to show up and then just be like the gather on me.
Someone made a good point on Twitter. They were like, if it was like Pepper Potts who was like, oh, I need help, and someone's like, she has help, it just would make more sense than Captain Marvel, like you said, who just took a punch, who just blew up the ship, and all these like heroes come out of nowhere and they're like, she has help. It's like, she don't need help.
Just nerfed Spider-Man in front of our very eyes.
Video. Yeah. I Am Groot, did not watch it. It was just like little shorts. But
those were good, actually. Really good. I watched them.
Okay, She-Hulk. I had fun with, I mean, like, this show is universally hated, and I'm gonna say it, I think at least 40% of the actual hating people are just sexist. Because just by readings, like, they literally would be like, women aren't funny. I'm like, all right, that's, come on. Like, I think I had fun. I don't think I give it like a 5, and 5's mid. I mean, like, 5 is like, because when people give 5s, like, oh, it's shit, it's like, no, like, 5 is 50%. It's literally mid, so Daredevil's in it, so that's why I honestly watched it, because I was like, I'm gonna watch everything once. But the fourth wall break was funny, and I just think it's like more of a funny show. Like, just don't take it too seriously, and I think you enjoy it a lot more than this is like the future.
Meg Thee Stallion is part of the MCU. You gotta remember
Which
that.
I never understood.
Iconic.
I never understood people bitching about Meg Thee Stallion and her twerking because Deadpool literally dances and like literally shakes his ass. So it's like, I don't know. I give it like a 5. I don't think it's horrible, and the ending where like she goes to Marvel HQ and she's like, this ending sucks. Like, I thought that was pretty funny, and people were like taking like, that just breaks canon. Like, just have fun with it. Like, she breaks, it's like when Deadpool breaks the MCU, like, whatever. But
it was a watchable show. Like I said, it's another one I'm not gonna go back and watch it and like recall that one fondly. But I mean,
Steve Rogers,
if you watch, if you're still here from our rankings, then
Yeah.
already the Hulk is not my cup of tea. So like he's the one that's training her, and it's.
And then his son looks like a fucking bitch. By the way, like his haircut was horrible. And then, anyways, this isn't a
just
show.
Had to get that out there.
So as you know, there's some spotlights as well that are only an hour long. They call spotlights because it's presentation where it's only an hour. So the first one is Werewolf by Night. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that was really good.
That shit's like a 9, low key. Like that's really good, and it's like practical and the black and white and like
has nothing to do with anything, but it's very good.
You literally see the Avengers on like a stone, and that's it. And the Man Thing was funny, and Elsa Bloodstone. I hope we see more of her. Yeah. And it's really interesting because I really hope they start.
For you
doing
Marvel Rivals fans,
Elsa Bloodstone. I really hope they start doing more of like the werewolves and the vampires and stuff, and just you can have that as its own part of the MCU.
And Blade.
Yeah, like you have Midnight Suns literally, and there's a really good scenes. There's 2 scenes that stand out to me. One was the one take where the gate's slowly closing and it's just shadows and it's him just fucking slaughtering people. And it was bloody. This is when they first started doing like the rated R shit. Yeah. I vividly remember one girl gets her neck slit, and I was watching it with Alicia, and she was like, "Oh," because you don't really see that in Marvel up until this point. And the other scene where she's in the cage and the shadow of him turning into the fucking werewolf is like flickering. Oh, this show is, it's so good. I think it's like a 9 easily.
Yeah, it was good. 8 or 9.
Next one is the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I give it like a 7.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun. It's a little forgettable,
it's just
but it's like
a
funny.
Fun watch. Yeah,
they just go steal Kevin Bacon, and it was cool to see Star-Lord like kind of like sad after Gamora left. But there's really nothing much that comes out of here.
Yeah,
I just saw Quantumania. I'm gonna fucking guys. This is it. This is the worst Marvel project, and I've talked about it on this channel. Secret Invasion.
Didn't finish it.
2 out of 10. It's fucking horrible. People talk about Eternals, She-Hulk. No, like this show was so fucking bad. I'm getting like goosebumps just talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't finish it, so I can't really speak on it.
Okay, so the trailers, they were like, yeah, it's gonna be like Winter Soldier, and it was like cool because it's like, oh, the Skrulls are on Earth, and it's like an espionage thing where like they can be taking over the president, and it quickly devolves into you didn't even finish it. You find out, Rhodes has been a Skrull for we don't know how long, so that means
did they kill off Rhodey for?
No, they didn't because they rescue him at the end.
But it's like,
then it's like, okay, so that scene in Endgame where they say goodbye to each other.
Did it mean nothing?
Yeah, because Rhodey's one of the only characters who you good.
Yeah, you're good.
Rhodey's one of the only characters who's been around since the beginning. So it's like now they recast him after Iron Man 1, but now it's like, okay, I don't care for that. Amelia Clarke all of a sudden getting all the powers of every MCU character is the worst shit I've ever seen. And I'm glad Secret Wars is coming up, because if they decanonize stuff, this is the first to fucking go. Guarantee it. I mean, the AI intro, like 2 out of 10, maybe 1 out of 10. I'm actually gonna give it a 1. And you know me, I'm more positive than most. I fucking hate this show. I would rather eat bleach than watch this show again.
I mean, yeah, I gotta give it an NA. I didn't finish it. I wasn't that
Echo.
We watched Echo. We finished Echo. It was okay.
Like a 6.
Lacking a little Daredevil for my taste, but that's
so
like any show really. If it's in that like Hell's Kitchen area and that vibe, of course you want to see it.
I'm gonna give Echo a 5. I don't think it was horrible. I did watch it for Kingpin and Daredevil. Yeah. Daredevil was in the first episode, and Kingpin was in there, and this sets up him wanting to be mayor. But maybe a 4. I think I'm gonna give it a 4. Actually, I'm starting to be a little cynical in my older days now.
I'll go 5 or 6.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5. Maybe 6. Maybe,
they had some good like actual like drawn out fight scenes in that show too. Surprisingly,
which was good. Yeah, but I don't really care. This is one of the shows that they really didn't need to make this show. It's one of those things where like not everyone needs a show, right? It's like, and these shows came out back to back, and this is literally when I was like, all right. So this show I haven't seen. X-Men 97, I hear it's like 10 across the board. Everyone I talk to, I need to watch it.
I do want to go back and try and watch recently I went back and watched like a few of the X-Men like chronologically, kind of getting ready for that because it's coming.
Oh yeah, so. I mean the guy who plays Magneto just like spoiled in an interview. Just he's like, I blow up New Jersey. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So here we go. Agatha All Along, an 8. I give it like an 8. This show.
I really enjoyed.
So I really like that. It's like WandaVision, Agatha, and now we have Vision Quest, which is like an unofficial trilogy. And this was another one of those shows where I'm like, do we need a fucking Agatha Harkness show in the year of our Savior 2026? But once I saw what they were doing, right, it makes sense. Like, Wanda dies, quote unquote, in Doctor Strange. We don't know if she really does or not. Do you think? I don't know if she died. But so then she snaps out. Agatha snaps out of it in Westview, and as you know, Agatha likes to steal powers from witches. So she's like, Billy. This guy named Billy comes up, and he's like, "Oh, let's go to the Witch's Road," you know. And every episode was like a different test. It was really cool. It was like they had to like do a test to get out of this house, and it was really fun. And then obviously, I mean, you could see it a mile away. Billy was Billy Maximoff, and you find out. I thought it was really cool. Like Billy's essence went into a dead body that was nearby.
Yeah, the way they tied it in was really interesting.
The scene,
Aubrey Plaza playing Death. Like, come on,
we get a kiss between her and Agatha.
Catherine Hahn. I mean, she's like, she's coming back from like Step Brothers, where she's just like the comedic relief. And she was in the show. She was actually very funny, which goes back to like women being funny in the like as a But I mean, she did awesome as in that like portrayal, and Aubrey Plaza killed it. And maybe you see a little more of her, but
I hope it would be so cool. It's funny now because anytime a character dies in the MCU, I just think of Aubrey Plaza like right there, just like come here. Yeah, like when Vanessa dies in Daredevil, like is death just like there for her? Like spoiler. But yeah, then like the scene, I remember like probably the best scene, like then you find out her son died, and that was really cool as well, like the backstory.
The soundtrack in that show was really good as well.
The scene I really liked was when she was putting it all together, that Billy inadvertently made the Witch's Road, which connects him to Wanda, because Wanda did that, and they're going down that hole, and the camera like pans to Agatha, and she looks at the camera and like smirks, like breaks the fourth wall. That was fucking, I was like, oh shit, this is lit. And now we're going into Vision Quest, where they're trying to find Tommy, and Vision. White Vision's out there still fucking around, and Spader's back. I don't know why he's back, but we'll figure it out. We're getting to the end, guys. We have 3 more shows.
Infinity Ultron. Come on.
Dude. Daredevil Born Again, 9. 9? I think season 1 is I think season 1's an 8, and I think season 2 is a 9. Because 1 is notoriously where it was originally going to be 18 episodes, and then this is when Kevin Feige was like, all right, we need to like stop making bullshit. Yeah. And
trying to patchwork it.
The original show had Foggy and Karen like dead off screen, and they were never going to mention them. And Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox just got so fed up, and they basically reworked the show, and they filmed episode 1, 8, and 9, and then kind of worked around the older footage. You can kind of tell, but they did it pretty well.
Yeah.
And in season 2, you can just tell is like the new team, because you have Bullseye and all this stuff.
Full speed ahead.
Yeah, and this is such a good show, and I wish Spider-Man could be in this fucking shit.
I know. I mean,
every time I'm watching this, I'm like, shit's like Town Hall's getting blown up. I'm like, where the fuck is Spider-Man at? Obviously, it's the rights, but it's like
the one lacking thing, man. It's like you're gonna deprive us of Spider-Man making an appearance here.
Yeah, and then that's the only downside is you can't have Spider-Man and you can't have Fisk meet Spider-Man, because I mean Fisk is such a great character. But yeah, Daredevil is probably one of the best shows they made. I mean, it's okay. Then we have 2 more shows, 3 things left. Ironheart. Did you watch Ironheart?
I did watch Ironheart. I liked Ironheart. Ironheart was
6.
It was good. You don't need to be knocking my boy Tony there.
That's why I just don't get it. Like, I get she's younger, so she's gonna be like, because obviously it's like fuck the billionaires.
Yeah,
like I get like fuck the billionaires, but you're not gonna get an Iron Man successor. You're not gonna get fans by like dogging on Tony Stark. Because it's like
we know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Just give it. Yeah.
I did really like the whole. This was another show where I was like, do we need an Ironheart show? And then like it was pretty cool because I like the whole storyline of like the AI being her best friend, and Mephisto finally shows up.
That was
I remember WandaVision.
Sacha Baron Cohen
every
as
show
Mephisto.
that came out, like, is Mephisto in here? That was a very good casting. And
yeah, I really hope that if we see him again, that's who it is.
Because the ending was crazy. Because then she makes the deal with Mephisto to bring her friend back, and it's cool because like she is a hero, but like that's so realistic. Like if someone was like, "Oh, bring my dad back," or bring someone back, I'm like, what's in it for me? Obviously we'll get more into like what the deal was if we get a season 2 or whatever. But yeah, I give it like a 6. Unironically 6, 7.
The casting for the guy that played the Hood, I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Anthony Ramos, isn't he in Hamilton?
He was in Hamilton, and he killed that role as well.
Really good. Eyes of Wakanda and Marvel Zombies, I haven't seen it, so I heard they're both pretty good. But any of those shows that like I don't think they're canon, I don't really care for. But all right, then we have 2 more. Wonder Man. You haven't seen that?
No, I don't.
9 out of 10. This show is so fucking good. There's literally one fight scene in the whole show, and it's literally...
I almost have to Google that right now.
Dude,
I don't know.
You gotta watch that. It's literally about Simon Williams who... Dude, you have to watch that.
Yeah.
It's literally Simon Williams who wants to be an actor in Hollywood, but he has superpowers. And then you have Trevor Slattery, you'll never see me coming. And he comes back into the States, and the Department of Damage Control is like, hey, you got to go after this guy. But they actually form a friendship, and their friendship is literally the whole show. Like, him and Trevor, and you find out Trevor just really loves acting, and you really love... Like, Trevor has a really great character arc, low-key. This show's great. Watch. You need to watch that shit, but you guys go watch it, too, if you haven't. I know it's newer, but 9 out of 10. This is low-key one of the best shows they made, hands down. And then now we got the Punisher special. Did you watch that?
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, not yet.
You
not
haven't?
Yet. No.
So I won't spoil it, but...
Yeah, now it's going to be like spoiler territory.
No, this is the last one. This is an 8. I think it's pretty good.
An 8?
It's literally just the Punisher. The first half...
How many episodes is it?
It's just 1 hour. It's like a special.
Oh, it's a one-off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without spoiling much, it's like the first half is literally just him...
Is it concluding like off of Daredevil? Like leaving off of where they kind of left him?
No, not really. There's no like Daredevil connection. It's just him.
Oh.
And he basically just like the first half. I'm not trying to it's just him like.
Is it before or after?
After Daredevil. It's him just coming to grips with not wanting to kill himself, which is every Punisher special. Like the first half is literally him just like depressed and having like manic episodes, and then the second half is him just stuck in a building and all these assassins are trying to kill him, and it's just fucking fire, blood,
gore.
Yeah. That's it. So yeah, that's it. That's it for us, guys. We talked about the shows. We talked about our top 10. If I had to do a top 3 MCU show quick off the top of my dome top, not in order, I think I'm gonna go Loki, Wonder Man, and Daredevil.
Yeah, I think for me it's Daredevil. Definitely is number 1 for me. I like Loki. Loki was really good. I also might say, really, it's weird because again, it's like the staining power that it had on me. Agatha might be up there for me. I really liked it.
Respectable.
So I
respect it.
It's either that or What If. No, I'm just kidding.
If you have Secret Invasion, I'm gonna make this a staple in every podcast to talk shit about Secret Invasion. If you have Secret Invasion in your top 3 or top 50, don't talk to me. I hate that show so much. But guys, that is episode 1 of the Big Red Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna have maybe 1 or 2 episodes a week, and he will probably eventually become a co-host because I'm gonna have different people on. But you need someone to bounce. I can't get different friends every week, so we'll figure it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you later.
Bye-bye.